Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and welcome to episode 4 now of my F1 2018 career mode with Toro Rosso. So today it's going to be Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So this one is one of my favorites, so I'm gonna be hoping that we're gonna do well. We go first in practice. We managed to complete all of them except qualifying pace. We only managed to make a green result, so we did not get full resource points there, but it's not too bad. We also did not complete the team objectives because of my results in the qualifying pace, but things are looking good now, and we actually finished that session in P2, just behind Lewis Hamilton on the Super Soft. We were on this fastest compound, and we did a lap on, well, while using the most ERS and fuel because of the qualifying program, but still, it was a pretty good lap.
How do you think it went? You really went all out in practice today. Are you testing new components? You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? Appreciate your time.
So that was the practice session. We get some more resource points for the team. We increase our reputation with some of the teams, and I believe we did an upgrade. Yes, we did an upgrade on the chassis, even though they are a bit upset right now, which could mean that it could fail for next weekend, which let's hope it doesn't. But without further ado, let's go to qualifying, and let's hope we can once again get into Q3.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
So here we are in qualifying. This was my first lap of the session in Q1. We got some tow, as you can see there, from Van Dorn, which really increased our lap time, surprisingly, because we actually ran out of ERS charge, and so it was not a bad lap. But then we changed our setup, and we changed our fuel, because we actually had a lot of fuel on the car, as you can see. So we reduced it, and we put on a new set of tires and went out once again for another lap. As you can see, my ICE is pretty worn out. We might have to change that up for the race, but I let the time count down a little bit, and then I went out for one final lap. As you can see, we're almost a second up on our fastest lap. This is going to be a huge lap, definitely going to put us in Q2 maybe. But as you can see, our ERS is pretty much done, and we're losing time here, but we're gonna improve by around 0.8, and it's going to be P11. That's good. That is really good. And as we get faster and faster, Charles Leclerc finishing P9. That's incredible for his team, as Gasly finishes in a poor 17th place, and Marcus Ericsson down in 16th as well for Sauber, and the Williams 19th and 20th. That is very poor for them. It seems like they have not been improving a lot this season, but let's go to Q2 now. And this is, I only did one lap, and just like I did with the others, because I only had one set for Q2 and Q3 of Ultrasoft tires, yes. And we go second place for now. In that lap, you can see there was yellow flags everywhere, and I checked why, and it was actually some kind of a glitch, because two of the drivers, Magnussen and I believe Perez, yes, were stuck in the pits, in the pit exit, and they were holding a lot of cars up, which meant most of the cars did not make a good lap, and they did not even make a lap. They're gonna start in last, potentially because of their disqualification, and we are through for Q3, which is great for us, but not good for the others. But let's go now to Q3. This is our only lap once again. We really don't need a really high position. P10 could have been fine, but as we go now, once again depleting the RS, we are using a lot of overtake, because that increases your high speed, and we ran out of charge pretty much early, and we finished the lap with a 141.6. and Fernando Alonso is in Q3, and he's finished in P7 while we finished in P8, just in front of both the Renault cars there. So pretty good result. Sebastian Vettel there gets pole, just in front of Hamilton, and Kimi there rounding up the top three. Good result from Max as well, and Bottas down in 5th.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance. Remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to our contract reviews. Here you can see a list of eligible drivers to declare as your rival. The more challenging they are to beat, the more the paddock will respect you for succeeding. Just be aware, you'll lose the same amount of respect if you come off second best. So it may be wise not to be overly ambitious.
So here we are, guys. We're going to choose our first rival of our career. she did say that if we chose a high one, we would lose the same respect as we would have if we won. But in the end there we chose Fernando Alonso. I think it's pretty fair. We are, I believe, right in front of him in the championship. Yes, we are just 2 points in front of him, and this is pretty cool stats here, the way they show them race by race. I really like this from Codemasters, and even in real life they should do this. But yeah, we hope we can beat him. He's gonna start right in front of us, Alonso, and yeah, we hope for a good race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Ricciardo, Alonso, the rookie, Hülkenberg, and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Leclerc, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Perez, Magnussen, Ericsson, Pierre Gasly, and Roman Grosjean. Stroll and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
You managed to qualify better than we expected yesterday, so let's do the same again today.
So Jeff there with some motivating words. They are expecting a lot from me with my result in the last 2 races there. But yeah, I think we can definitely get some more points here. This is a pretty power track, so we are not the best power team. I think we're still the worst when it comes to power, so we have to... I actually made the setup full straight line speed, so yeah, maybe that can help us. But here we are on the grid. We have Hülkenberg behind us and Alonso in front of us in P7. So here we are, counting down to the 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a pretty shaky start compared to the others. It's always a bad start, to be honest. But down the inside we try and go with Alonso. He absolutely blocks us there. Actually, we made huge contact there with his rear left tire. But we lose the car there as we exit, but maybe we can use some slipstream on his car, going up to rich mix and high ERS. Yes, look at that, we're much better in top speed. He's still trying to fight it off, but we're up to P7 now. Great start from us, and we now have Bottas in front of us, and potentially a huge train behind us. But continuing now on to lap 2. Alonso is definitely going to try and get us in on the straight, but look at that, there's Sainz as well trying to get into the action. I think he's used Alonso's slipstream and got past, but there's Ocon as well. He's going to try and go. Look at how much positions Alonso just lost. He's down to P11, I think, but we're going to keep our position and continue on with our race as we go now into lap 3, as Jeff there suggests strategy change, and we actually do change it because our tires are horrible. I literally cannot even accelerate off a corner without losing the back end. It's absolutely horrible. It's pretty bad. And ooh, look at that, unbelievable, as Sainz now gets a really good exit. And ooh, goodness me, I don't know how did we not crash there, as Ocon there down the inside. Unbelievable move there from the AI. But we actually cover him off. That would have been incredible if we actually managed to pass this. But continuing on now, we're gonna come in on this lap, don't forget. Just like the other front runners. Look at that, we're losing the car, the back end. in the fast corners, but we're gonna keep the inside line. Don't want him to go on the inside and ruin our pit stop entry. But as we go now, there's probably going to be a couple of front runners like us. Yes, that is Bottas going out of the pits. There's the Ferrari pit crew coming into their garage. But let's hope we don't get blocked by anyone. We kinda did there. I don't know from whom. I think a little bit from Ricardo, but we exited the pits. We get a warning for crossing the pit lane. It's a pretty tricky pit exit to get right. But lap 4 now. There's some yellow flags, and I think that is one of the Mercedes. I think that's Hamilton. If that's Hamilton, then he has big problems. But everyone has made their pit stop now, basically. Well, most people, because my teammate is coming right now. Hulkenberg is now gonna try and get into the action. We're still in the points, and we would still be in the points if he is going to pass us, as he does. But we're gonna try and brake late into turn 1 now. He kinda trail brakes there and gets us, but as we go past the pit lane now, we're currently in P5 as most people make their pit stops. This undercut strategy is really working out for us, but look at the great run we're having on Hulkenberg. He doesn't defend too well. He opens up the door pretty much fully for us, but our ER is getting kinda low, as you can see. Jeff is gonna start to tell us about it, definitely, so we're gonna have to start saving a little bit. But yeah, continuing on now to lap 7. I wasn't sure about my teammate, so I went to check. He's currently in P12, my teammate, but then I checked, and Lewis Hamilton is actually out of the race. That car that was stuck on the main straight was Lewis Hamilton, but continuing now, we have Hulkenberg trying to pass us. We're gonna form a train probably behind us because of our poor straight line speed. So Hulkenberg is still behind us. There's yellow flags now. Not sure who it is. On the minimap I'm seeing that is Alonso going slowly, I think, and that is our rival. I don't know how I should feel. He is our rival, and yes, he is out of the race. He is our rival, but what a chance he had to score even more points for his team. But coming now to lap 8, Sebastian Vettel has gone up all the way now to P5, potentially P4 if he gets me into this corner. He does, with a great exit. But continuing on now, there's Perez getting us. We leave the door open. There's a bit of contact there between us as Hulkenberg gets into the action as well. He's using Perez's slipstream. What a great battle this could be into turn 1. We try and brake late. We get neither of them. Look at the contact they're doing. Unbelievable battling from DII. We're gonna get maybe a bad one here. Maybe we can get a better one on them. We have double the slipstream now. Even though it doesn't make any sense, we only get a slipstream from one car. But Perez holds to the inside. Maybe we can get Hulkenberg here. As you can see, we look to the inside, try and get him maybe, but we lose the car there on the curb. These curbs are really dangerous in this game. This one definitely is one of the most dangerous. At least we did not touch it, but if you touch it, the car will literally fling. And this is probably the most easiest corner on the track, but continuing on now to lap 9, we could lose another position here to Ocon, who is in a Force India, so he's gonna have really good pace in this track. But look at the tires. My tires are absolutely destroyed as we go absolutely off there, and boom! Oh, someone's crashed into us. That is Magnussen, and we get a warning there. That could have potentially ruined our race. We lose hell of a lot of positions, and as you can see the replay, right into our side pod he goes, and he's definitely lost some positions there. No, not some positions, he's lost some part of his front wing, But continuing on now, we're not gonna get front runners probably, but P10 is pretty good. But skipping now to lap 12, we're right in front of Verstappen. As you can see, Sainz is going so slowly. I think I saw a puncher right there, but yeah, and Verstappen really going slowly. I don't know what happened to him. No idea. I could have maybe crashed into Sainz. Goodness me, look at that. He's not even... He does have a front wing. He's blocking us too much. But in the end there we actually managed to pass him. After a couple of tries, because he actually crashed into us one time, and when we passed him he crashed into us, and when I passed him cleanly the clip did not save. So, but as you can see, we are currently in P8 once again. We're gonna finish a race in P8. So you saw the car how it was handling, losing the back end every time. But so now there's yellow flags on the straight. That is Kevin Magnussen, I think. No, it's Sainz. He still has a puncher and he's limping his way home.
Top job, my friend, top
And
job.
we finished the race in P8. Another great result for the team.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé. What a fantastic race it was. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Valtteri Bottas takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Lance Stroll. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So Kimi Räikkönen wins the race. Lance Stroll finishes in 9th. Unbelievable. He's had a really good race, starting from P17, I think. So good job to him. Definitely showed that his age is not a problem.
Enjoy that. You made it look easy. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
So here I maybe tried to choose that one, so maybe it increased my reputation with the team, but it actually increased my showmanship. This one, I don't know why I chose the suspension one, because if I had another chance I would have chosen the bottom one, because the chassis, I'm always, you know, talking shit about them, and they're not too happy. But it's better to lose some reputation than losing chances of a development succeeding. So we're leading both rivalries now, and getting some more resource points there. Yes, we do get an extra bonus because of our completion of the goal, which is complete one clean race. But yeah, as we continue now,
That's exactly the kind of result
Emma's pretty happy, and we have some contract negotiation to go through. This is our first one in this season.
Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms. From here, we can change the team that we're negotiating with. There's no rule saying you need to stay in the same seat forever. Selecting a team here only affects the negotiation. The actual move won't take place until the following race weekend.
So in the end there we decided not to change teams, because I did not want it to be unrealistic. I don't know if I can actually. And this is our first try,
We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises.
and it has failed. Our negotiation has failed, and we're gonna have to decrease some things. I decided to increase the qualifying position and reduce the race bonus. Think that's pretty fair.
Okay, that proposal looks good. It seems all parties are happy with the deal, so it'll commence.
And we have succeeded. It's going to take place next weekend, or next race weekend, and that's pretty cool the way they've introduced the contract system. But if you did enjoy this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.